She came home every Friday with that same glow, like she just had the best conversation of her life. Not the kind of smile you give your husband, not the kind you give your kids or your friends. It was a private smile. A secret smile. The kind that doesn't belong in a marriage. I didn't ask questions. I didn't accuse. I didn't follow her around like a paranoid man. I just watched the pattern form. And once it was clear, I stopped chasing proof and started building an exit. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start from the beginning. Back when I still believed brunch meant pancakes and coffee. My name is Ryan Keller, and I run Keller Auto and Repair, a small shop on the edge of Briar Glen, the kind of town where people don't need social media, because they are social media. Everybody knows who's fighting, who's pregnant, who's broke, who's cheating. Sometimes before the people involved even admit it to themselves. My wife Alyssa works in property management downtown. Emails, leases, meetings, the whole corporate routine. She's smart, sharp, and, if I'm being honest, she's always been better at talking her way out of trouble than I've been at talking my way into peace. The brunch started in late summer. Every Friday at 10:45, her phone would buzz. Same reminder. Same label. Brunch. 11:30. She'd get dressed like she was going somewhere important. Not office formal. Not casual. Something in between, like she wanted to look effortless, but also wanted someone to notice the effort. "Who are you going with?" I asked the first time. She didn't even look up from her lipstick. "Just catching up with an old friend," she said. "It's harmless." Old friend. That phrase is like smoke. It's not the fire, but it's never there for no reason. At first I let it go. 15 years together teaches you that not every secret is betrayal. Sometimes it's just privacy. But weeks passed, and brunch became a ritual. And Alyssa became lighter on Fridays. Like the rest of the week was something she survived just to reach that one little window of freedom. Then small things started stacking up. She'd come home with a receipt, but no leftovers. She'd smell like a cologne that wasn't mine, clean and expensive, like a man who never touches grease or tools. She'd laugh at her phone and tilt the screen away when I entered the room. And once, I saw a photo reflected in the black screen of the TV when she thought I wasn't looking, her sitting across from a man, both smiling like they shared a private language. That last one made my stomach drop, because I recognized the shape of his jaw, the posture, the arrogance. Dylan Cross, her ex, the guy she'd called a mistake when we first started dating, the guy she'd promised doesn't matter anymore, the guy I'd never worried about because he was supposedly in the past. Funny thing about the past, though, it doesn't knock. It just shows up when you're not guarding the door. One Friday, I decided to test the lie. "Where's brunch today?" I asked, pretending I was just making conversation. She named a place, Maple and Stone Cafe, a popular spot near the river. Everybody in Briar Glen knows it. It's where people go to be seen pretending they're not trying to be seen. I nodded. "Sounds nice," I said. "Be safe." She smiled, kissed my cheek, and left. The moment her car pulled out, I grabbed my keys and followed. Not close enough to be obvious, not far enough to lose her. Maple and Stone came into view, and I felt my chest tighten. Her car wasn't there. Not even in the overflow. So I drove past, slow, and I found it 3 blocks away, parked near the side entrance of a boutique hotel downtown. The kind of place with soft lighting, quiet hallways, and no questions asked if you look like you belong. And then I saw him. Dylan. Leaning against his car like he had all the time in the world. Clean jacket, expensive watch, hair perfect like he was auditioning for a lifestyle ad. Alyssa stepped out of her SUV and smiled at him. Wide, open, happy. The smile she hadn't given me in months. He didn't shake her hand. He touched her back. Familiar. Comfortable. And they walked into the hotel like it was normal. I didn't storm in. I didn't take photos. I didn't call her name. I sat there, hands tight on the steering wheel, listening to my own heartbeat and realizing something painful. This wasn't an accident. This was a schedule. That night, she came home humming. Not stressed. Not guilty. Humming. How was brunch? I asked. Great, she said, like she'd been waiting to say that word all day. We just talked. It was good for me. We. Not I. Not it. We. I nodded like a fool and let her pass. Because here's what I learned about betrayal. The first time you catch it, you feel rage. The second time, you feel shame. The third time, you feel calm. And calm is dangerous. That weekend, I didn't hire a detective. Because I already had enough to know the truth. What I needed wasn't proof for my ego. I needed protection for my life. So Monday morning, before the shop opened, I sat in a quiet office across town with Elliot Hargrove, an attorney known for two things. He didn't talk too much. He didn't lose. He listened while I explained the Friday brunch, the hotel, the ex, the lies. Then he asked one question that told me I'd made the right choice coming to him. Do you want revenge, Ryan? Or do you want control? I want out, I said. He nodded once. Then stopped chasing her. Start preparing. We made a plan. Bank accounts. Business assets. Property. Records. He didn't ask me to spy. He asked me to document what I already had. Statements, spending, patterns. Quietly. Legally. Cleanly. Cheaters rely on your emotions, he said. Lawyers rely on your paperwork. For 2 weeks, I played normal. I fixed cars. I paid bills. I kissed her goodbye. And every Friday, she went to brunch. Then the twist came from a place I didn't expect. Wednesday afternoon, Elliot called me. You're not going to believe this, he said. What? Dylan Cross' wife contacted my office. My throat went dry. He had a wife. Of course he did. Men like Dylan always keep an image. A perfect life they can show people while they destroy everything behind closed doors. Her name was Monica Cross. We met at a diner outside town where nobody would recognize either of us. She looked tired. Not the sleepy tired. Betrayed tired. The kind that sits behind your eyes like a storm that never fully clears. She didn't waste time. She slid a folder across the table. Hotel receipts. Credit card charges. Photos from a distance. Dates highlighted in yellow. And right there, like a punch to the gut, was the pattern. Every Friday. Same window. Same hotel. My wife's brunch matched her husband's meetings. Monica's hands were steady when she spoke, but her voice wasn't. I hired someone, she said quietly. I didn't want to. But I needed the truth. Because he kept telling me I was crazy. I swallowed hard. Because Alyssa had started saying the same thing to me. Ryan, you overthink everything. Ryan, you're insecure. Ryan, you're imagining it. Monica looked me in the eye. If your wife is involved, you don't need a detective, she said. You need to leave before they turn you into the villain. I left that diner with copies of everything. Not because I wanted to win. Because now I could end it without her rewriting the story. Friday arrived. Alyssa dressed up like she was going to celebrate. She kissed my cheek and smiled. That same secret smile. I'll be home around 4, she said. I nodded. Take your time. The moment she left, I drove to my lawyer's office. By 3:15, the papers were ready. By 3:40, I was home. I placed the divorce documents on the kitchen counter, right where she always tossed her keys. Right where she'd have to see them before she could pretend she didn't. At 4:12, her SUV pulled in. At 4:14, she walked in carrying a small bakery box and that glow on her face. Brunch was amazing, she said, already moving toward the fridge. Then she saw the papers. She froze for half a breath. And then she laughed. Actually laughed. That laugh wasn't fear. It was arrogance. You're serious, she said, picking up the first page like it was a joke menu. Ryan, you can't prove anything. I didn't move. I didn't argue. I just slid Monica's folder across the counter. Slow, calm, like a man placing down the final piece in a game that ended hours ago. And I said the sentence that erased her smile from the world. I don't need to. She blinked. What? His wife already did. Her smile collapsed so fast it was almost scary. Her eyes dropped to the receipts, the photos, the highlighted dates. Then she looked back up at me, And for the first time in months, I saw the real Alyssa. Not the confident one, not the charming one, not the actress. Just a woman caught without a script.